Welcome to Mainland Television Nelson Tasman Regional News Weekly Roundup. I'm Graham O'Brien and some of today's stories include Men's Shelter Worker is honoured, Men's Shed is opened, Salvation in a Cafe and much more. A Maio retirement home resident, Rex Lucas, had some men's workshop equipment in a shed on the grounds of his Stoke retirement village until September last year. However, it was not in the village residence agreement and he was informed he had to remove them from the premises while things could be sorted out. Rex contacted Nelson-based Men's Shed Whakatū for help, who ironically are looking for a premise themselves. However, the organisation is continually contacted by various people with offers of equipment and help, but as yet no home. One offer to the Men's Shed Whakatū had come from Paul Brocky of Absolute Energy, who offered storage space for donated equipment until a shed could be found, which the group gratefully accepted to store Rex's tools and equipment. After some discussion with CEO Earl Garth Perich of Oceania Group, an offer to build a small men's shed for the village residents was made. On Wednesday, I went along for the opening of the new workshop edition. I caught up with the CEO of the Oceania Group, Earl Garth Perich, for his comments. Earl, thanks for taking the time for coming down here, opening up this men's shed. It's fantastic for the village. Can we have a few comments, please?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity to put something like this in place. We've got a village here that's got a large number of residents in it. They've all got their own tools. It's a great place for them to come in and share the tools together and do some work together. But people who move into our villages are still independent. They're active individuals. And we don't want them to hang up their boots, right away. They want to get involved in things, and that's a great opportunity to do it. So it's a great little facility we've got here. One of our local residents, Rex, has been fantastic putting it all together, coordinating it. We've had a lot of support from the local community. Had some items donated from some of the larger building supply places, which is fabulous. So it's great to get that community support into the village.
Yeah, it's great to see the community get behind it, like you say. And do you have these kind of facilities in your other retirement homes?
Yeah, we do. Yep. So we've got 50 sites around New Zealand, and we've got a number of other retirement villages like this where we set up facilities like this as the residents, want them. They generally need somebody in the village who's the champion of it. The interested person who's keen to get behind it, etc. But as I say, obviously here in Stoke, there's other men's sheds out in the community that have got behind this one as well. So yeah, that's all part of the picture, putting it together. It's great to see it happen, to be honest. Yeah.
Rex Lucas shared with me his feelings on getting his equipment back home, and his wife Pam gives us her views. Rex, we've got the men's shed open down here. It's a great day. I'm pretty happy myself, and it's not even my shed. How are you feeling?
I feel very satisfied. We've got the machinery back now, and it's all set to go as soon as it's been inspected. And it'll be available for anybody in the village to come and if they don't know what they're doing, I'll be here to help them, and so will other men. I'm not the only woodworker in the place, but we'll no doubt have a few ladies come in and they'll be very welcome. But, no, it's good. It's worked out very well and I'm very pleased.
And you think there's a few odd jobs around the village that need to be done that people might be asking you to do in the near future?
Yes, I've already done a few for some ladies and men, but if people want me to do anything.
And Pam was saying, like in the village, there's art classes and cooking classes and stuff. You feel this is a bit more of something for the men now?
Yes, I do. Men can go and paint, there's no trouble, but they wouldn't be in a choir. So Friday mornings might be a good idea to have the men over here. But we will have some formalisation to make sure that everybody using the place is capable. You hear so many stories about stupid accidents, but hope we can avoid them.
Yeah, well, hopefully when you get to this age, you sort of know where to stick the fingers to keep them on your hands, isn't it?
Yeah, you're dead right. And it's so easy to make mistakes, but we just make sure that, if possible, we avoid them.
Pam, this is a men's shed, so basically it's for the men, but how do you feel about it being here?
It's here for the girls as well, If they are interested, they will be taught how to use the machinery, and it's got to be done right because some of the stuff's quite dangerous. And but it's good because it gets the men from under our feet, gives them an interest. I mean, until we got this men's shed, poor old Rex, who's done woodwork all his life, was wandering around like a lost soul. So I said, you've got to get this men's shed back here. So we got a petition, got 3 pages petition, sent them up to Earl, and a big letter from Nick Smith, and it worked. They're only too happy to put it in for us. So, yeah, it's going to be good. He's got a lot of projects on. First thing he's got to build is 2 sawhorses. And they can work outside in the summer too, you see. He's got this yard here.
And there'll be cups of tea and scones coming down from the house?
Oh, yes, might even be a pot of hot soup near lunchtime. Yes, hot scones. I'm not bad on the old scones. So we've got a great setup here altogether because we've got a wonderful community hall there. Yep. We had a wonderful concert there last Friday with my choir who practice here.
Nice.
We have an art group here on a Monday morning. So the whole setup of the village is really going good. And I put on a big afternoon tea on Friday. We had 45 people around the village, and some of them missed out because they had other things on, and they were so devastated because they heard how good it was. So the whole thing ties up, you see, with men and women being able to be occupied. The next thing that's going to go up is a bike shed.
With Men's Health Week from the 15th to the 21st of June, it is a good reminder of how men don't make a fuss, they just help each other out and get things done. Founders Park Book Fair fundraiser in Nelson has been drawing people in, and the organisers are seeing books literally fly out the door. I went down to Founders Book Fair to see how it's all going. Oh, nice to see you again, Karen. Can you tell us a little bit about how the book fair's been going?
It's actually been really good this year. We're pleased with the response from the public. We've had 3 very good days. Yesterday was actually a pretty good day given the terrible weather we had. But people still came in and 10 o'clock poured in the door. So we're happy. We're on track for another very good, successful year.
Do you think maybe the weather's helped you? Because what else can you do on a bad day?
In some respects, but I think probably we would have had a bit better business if it hadn't been storming away about sort of lunchtime, because a lot of people do come during their lunch hour and just pop in and have an hour's worth of browsing and off they go.
And after a few days and a big weekend, are there any books left?
There are plenty of books left. We estimate we've gotten through about 150,000 of them, but there's probably still about just under 100 to go out or that are on the tables already waiting for people to buy.
Wow, that's fantastic. And can you tell us a little bit about the silent auction? It looks very interesting, the artwork out there. What's the story with that?
Right. Fortunately, 2 of our sorters are also very good artists, or local artists that are well known around the Nelson community. Lois Morgan and Lynn Hamilton. They exhibit their work in various places around town, and they had the idea of using book covers of books that we couldn't use. The books were badly damaged, but the covers were okay, and so they've ended up making different artworks out of that, and they're brilliant.
Yeah, they certainly are. They look fantastic. Karen, thanks very much and all the best for the next few days. How much longer have you got to go, and is there anything you would like to say to the people?
We've 5 days to go, or just under 5 days, and it looks like Thursday to Sunday are going to be great days. So please come in, support the book fair, support Founders.
Lily, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You're down here with a lot of kiddies. Seems pretty special to be off school during the week. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, well, we've been doing lots of reading and writing lately, so we've got a huge focus on that. So it just gives the chance for the kids to come down and have a look at what interests them and different books that really get them going. Yeah.
And they've been pretty keen. They've got a fair stack under their arms.
Yeah, they're loving it. So we've got lots of parent helps, and myself and the ladies running the show around here, and they're going around saying, does anyone like science books, or does anybody like animal books? So they're really bringing the kids and bringing a focus to some of the books. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Local man Edward Andrews has been recognised in the latest Queen's Honours list for his services to his community, helping men who are less fortunate by providing food for their stomachs and a bed for the night. I caught up with Edward this week to talk about this recognition shown for his efforts over the last 21 years. Edward, you got the Queen's Service Medal the other week. How are you feeling?
Well, it feels good. There's a group of people at All Saints Church here that are constantly trying to encourage me in the work that I do. It came as a bit of a surprise, but it's also, of course, an honour and a privilege and a responsibility.
Sure, and 21 years you've been here. You must have some pretty good, memorable experiences, both good and bad. Could you share a little bit with us?
Well, it's been an ongoing slog, really, but I must say things are getting better. My memories are that in my first few years here, it was quite difficult because I didn't know the people and people didn't know me, and I guess people were trying me on. And there was a lot of drinking happening in the town at that stage, but since the police have brought in the non-drinking requirements in the CBD, it's been a lot better around here.
And you're pretty well supported in the community?
Yep, everybody seems to encourage me that I'm doing a good job. Yeah, and even, the guys that use the night shelter, most of them respect me and tell me that I'm doing a good job and am a good man and all that. So, they appreciate what's happening here.
So for people thinking about taking on this kind of work, what's some of the words of wisdom that you can pass on to them?
Well, I think we've got to just be careful. Most of the guys here have got addiction problems. Quite often they've got mental problems and definitely societal problems of behaviour. And just general mindset of people don't recognise that they're an effective part of a community. And so I spend my time trying to build people up and telling them that they have got a purpose in life. So we need to be careful because they can sort of explode unexpectedly, learn what triggers people off and try to avoid it.
Sure, they're good words of wisdom, all right. And the community supporting these people, are we getting enough support from central government, from social services? Do you think this is meeting the requirements that we need in our communities?
I think WINZ do a good job, and this working for the benefit is something that's been happening for a few years now, hasn't it? The rules are tightening up a wee bit more so that people have to be accountable for the money that they receive each week. I'm old school, so I always grew up working for a living. People now talk about their right to the benefit each week and doing nothing for it. It's a strange concept. Yeah,
we're lucky to be living in this country, considering some of the countries around the world what people have to put up with.
Well, yeah, we have to work for a living, don't we? We're all responsible as members of society to make society a better place, I think.
Tasman musician Ali Cook has just arrived home after a hectic schedule in Australia and is about to release her new album, Horseshoe Rodeo, this month. Chrissy Small caught up with Ali at her home in Tasman this week.
Ali Cook, Horseshoe Rodeo, or Rodeo in New Zealand, as we say, Hotel. Now, this is your very brand new, hot off the press album, your second album, because you had Brand New Day, the first one. Now we've got this one. Yeah. This is a fantastic looking album. Tell us how it all came together. And of course you've got Alan Jansen again, who's produced this album, and you've got quite a team on this album. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so I've crowdfunded it, of course. So a lot of 185 people put in and crowdfunded the album, which enabled me to do it. And it's been fantastic to work with Alan again because it's now a 10-year relationship of building a sound around my music, and that's what's really great about him, is that he's created a sound that's me. It's around who I am as a writer and as a musician without pushing me into a genre, just me being, and that's really important to me, to keep that individuality. We write very well together, so a lot of the songs on the album are co-written, and then he and Brent Hayward, otherwise known as AKA Fats White, they co-wrote a song called Midnight Cowboys that's on there, and Brent also painted the painting that's on the front cover, especially for the album, and then we had it photographed for the front cover of the album. So she's the girl from the Horseshoe Rodeo Hotel, not necessarily me, but
you're on the back.
on. There's so many people that have that have been part of creating this album.
Sure.
And
There's a real Australian influence to this album because you're spending a lot more time over there performing than you are here.
yeah, well, it's kind of like a second home to me. And I guess I spent a lot of time in the 80s there in the music industry and travelling around Australia extensively with shows like the Moscow Circus and things like that. So I already had a really in-depth kind of travel of Australia, and in the last 5 years I've played so many festivals. I've just done my 5th Tamworth this year. I've done Gympie Music Muster. I've played in Sejuna in South Australia, in the Kimberley, in Queensland, in Brisbane. So just, a lot of places, and it's influenced me, I really do love Australia, but I also love New Zealand. That's where my home is, and Nelson is my home in particular. So I'm just one of those people that travels away from here and works. And actually in my neighbourhood there's a heap of us. We were discussing that the other night at a friend's birthday party, how many people live in the Kina and Tasman area that don't work here. So so my work is outside of here. I mean, it's nice to play at home when I get the opportunities or get asked to do a festival or something, but I'm travelling in a course off to Europe in a couple of weeks' time.
Gosh, so you're a busy lady. Tell me, the new single Home.
Yeah. So we decided that this would be the first single, and actually it's sort of ironic we're talking about travelling, and Home was written about coming home to my place in Kina, and just after being away and, the feeling of falling into your own bed when you've been in 10 different beds and couch surfing and everything else that you do as a musician, coming home and the feeling of home. And so, but quite ironically, I didn't shoot it in the video in New Zealand. I've just done my first music video with an Australian crew using film director Paul Denham over there, who's had some great music video clips and recently a film as well in Australia. So it was great to work with an Aussie crew, and I had some really terrific makeup artists, people involved, and we shot a music video there in the Blue Mountains district, which was really nice to get up in there and discover some new places. The Blue Mountains is pretty special and got some very old historic places, and we used one of those historic places, the Collett's Inn, which is in Hartley, Little Hartley, and built in 1823. So really, really old kind of house with barn and farm, and kind of replicating having a farm at home, but shot it in Australia. So
The Masters Games, are you ready to play? The NZCT South Island Master Games is back in Nelson in September. If you're over 30 years old, you can choose from over 40 social and competitive sports and be part of the action. Chrissy Small caught up with Sport Tasman's Rita Merriman about this fun event.
Rita Merriman, now we're looking at the Masters Games coming up.
Yep.
It's a wee way away, but as we all know, the early bird catches the worm. Now tell me a bit about what's going on and what people should do to get involved.
We've got online registration open now, so early registration closes the 1st of July. It's going to be a massive event for the town. We've got expecting about 2,400 participants this year over 9 days. So we've got heaps of sports. We've got over 40 sports on offer this year. We've added a few new ones like Wakaama and stand-up paddleboarding and indoor triathlon. So looking forward to seeing those ones this year, and just looking to invite people from all over New Zealand, and we've got some interest from people coming over from Australia as well.
Right, so Wakarama, that's to do with water, of course, and boats.
Yeah, we've got a number of water sports on board this year. We've got sea swim, we've got yachting, we've got a triathlon, as well as Wakaama and stand-up paddleboarding and rowing.
Wow, so this is all taking place in September, which hopefully will be a little warmer.
Yeah, it's going to be a little early for the sea swim, but they'll be able to handle it. I think it starts September 26th and goes until the 4th of October.
Okay, so now the early bird thing that I was mentioning before.
Yep.
What should people do to get in early?
They can register online on the South Island Masters Games website, or they can phone us and we can register them over the phone or send them a registration form. But by far the most popular option is for people to register online.
Right, now for those couch sports people. Is this a good opportunity for them to get involved?
Yeah, we've got some great opportunities for them. Quite a lot of sports have social grades as well as competitive grades. And then there's some really great sports, things like quiz night, something called Twilight 400, which is a combination of mini golf, 10-pin bowling, small bore rifle shooting, and table tennis. That's a really good social event. And yeah, just lots of the sports do have some social categories, so you don't really need a lot of experience to go mini golfing or play disc golf and things like that. So we just encourage everyone to just have a go, really. Wakaama is encouraging anyone without experience to come along. They will provide the boat. If you're not an experienced paddler, they'll put a paddler in the boat for you and a steerer. They'll give you all the equipment, and you also don't have to have a team, so you can just go along on your own, and they will put you in a boat with enough people to make it go.
Right, so if someone's got boating on their bucket list, this is an ideal opportunity.
Yeah, it will be fantastic. I think it's a really good opportunity to try a sport that you wouldn't normally get to try because most people don't have access to a waka, and so yeah, I think it will be really good fun.
And finally, Nelson's Salvation Army Family Store opened its new look store last Friday, which has been extended and also branched out into the cafe scene all in one grand reopening. I went along to see what the New Look store has to offer and talked with Ivan Bizant, Regional Divisional Commander of the South Island Sallies, and a few comments from the people attending. Ivan, thanks very much for sparing us a few minutes. It's all go down here. Can you tell us your thoughts on today, please?
Yeah, we're really excited. This is a great event for us to be able to just renovate this facility. The family stores are a very important part of the Salvation Army's work. We call it like the front window to what the Salvation Army's doing, and so to be able to have this event today where we're opening up new renovations, as I say, we're really excited about it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, what they've done in here is great. I mean, how does it look compared to the rest of the South Island?
Oh, look, there's some really creative ideas going on around here as far as, offering a little bit of a place for a cafe so people can come and share in coffee, working with the community, with students who are in the hospitality trade. It's just a really good feel about what we're doing. There's just some different ideas about, selling goods and stuff. So we just invite the people to come and have a look. Yeah.
On behalf of the community, thanks very much for all the work that the Salvation Army does.
Oh, look, it's our pleasure, and we love to partner with the community in making our world a better place. Good.
Hey, what do you think of the new look Salvation Army store?
Oh, I think it's absolutely fabulous. Brilliant. Good job, ladies, good job.
It's fantastic, and all the staff in here are wonderful, and they work so hard, and they always greet you like they really know you when you come in here, and just the way they have fun with the things is fantastic. It's brilliant. It's really brilliant. Love the music. Yeah, love the atmosphere tonight. Blessings to them. They're just great.
Oh, I'm very impressed. I know the energy that the girls have got here, and they are amazing, especially this one here beside us. Yeah, it looks great. I'm very impressed. I saw it before the transformation, and now I'm very impressed with the change.
Well, it's big and spacious and very, very swish. Yes, impressed. I can see they've worked really hard on it, and I hope they get it all. Makes a lot of money, and it's a big success for them.
And you think you'll be coming down here for a cup of tea, cup of coffee on a regular basis?
Right, I'll bring my friends. Yeah. And a lot of people don't know it's happening, so I'll certainly promote it so that lots of people come.
Absolutely, come and support them. Yes, that will be good. Yes, we'll do that.
Well, I'm curious to try the coffee, absolutely, and the whole concept. So I'll definitely be coming back. Yes.
Margaret, looks fantastic. Can you give us some thoughts for today?
Oh, this is just an amazing night, but it all started with this idea of having this really good community Salvation Army family store. And 2 months ago we started painting, and there's the most amazing volunteers we have here. They've been working beyond job descriptions. The new lookers, overalls, paint splattered hair, chipped nails, wrinkles on under our eyes. We've been working really hard here, but the volunteers, I must say, are the most amazing, beautiful-hearted people I have ever come across. I'm so grateful to have met all these amazing people, and it's because of them and all the donations that we get that it blows me away every single day in my job.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, the community relies so much on volunteers, don't they? Janice, you're the assistant manager. How about you for today?
Oh, I'm equally blown away. Like, we've worked and worked and worked, and our volunteers have just done so much. And I think the family store is not just about families coming to us, it's about the family that we have here and the volunteers that come in, and we create a family, and everybody is from different backgrounds, has different needs, different things they want to learn, to grow, but we all kind of fit in, and it changes all the time. And I had someone today come in who just volunteered today, and she said, I feel so good. I've had nothing, I just haven't felt like I've had any purpose, and suddenly I've come in today and I feel like I'm part of a family. That's what it's all about for me.
Yeah, that's really lovely. And just on volunteers, are you always looking for volunteers, or are you all full up now?
We're always looking for volunteers, and there's always something to do, and everyone has different skills and different things they like to do, so we try and match them up. Yeah.
Hey, thanks very much, and all the best for the rest of the week and years to come.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Hi, I'm Sharon O'Neill and I'm back home and you're watching Mainland Television.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
We're the team at Jaycar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. Jaycar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
On this month at the Stoke Seniors Hall, 548 Main Road, Stoke, Thursday, June the 18th is a midwinter dinner. Starts at 4:30 p.m. and the cost is $22. Please book. Entertainment by Philip Marshall with hits from the 50s and 60s. Tuesday, June 23rd, there's a singer and pianist, Frank Meir, performs at 1:30 p.m. That's $3, including afternoon tea. Thursday, June 25th, guitarist Paul Marks plays jazz standards at 1:30 and that's $3 also. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.